Yeah.
No, we haven't. It's been a frustration. I actually was thinking about this the other day, not related to hurricanes or tropical weather systems. It's been too long since we've had this guy whose work I love.
Yeah.
I love spending time with him. I feel that if, again, I've said this before, but if we had coexisted in the same market, if I'd been in New York and he'd been in New York, if I'd been in San Francisco and he'd been in San Francisco, we were always just that we would have been like real fast friends.
I
And
think
we
you
probably,
are.
but even more.
Yeah.
Um, and both of us probably would have no money, but it would be so much fun to tell that story. So,
The Mark Thompson Show.
how about it for America's weather dude, Spencer Christian, everybody?
Yay.
What up with you, Spencer?
Oh man, I love the line about having no money.
It is true. I just feel if you and I lived together, we would love life, but we'd have no money at the end of that love. And we share the same decadent appetites for gambling.
Yes,
Spencer wrote a whole book about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's been 9 years since I entered a casino or a card room?
Wow.
I mean, that was such a huge part of my life for like 30 years. But it was great to have that weight off my shoulders and to have a little bit of money in my pocket now.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I'll say this also about the card rooms because I, was there and I used to see Spencer in the card rooms occasionally, and playing different games, but in poker mostly. But you begin to have when you lose, and you were pretty good in your book. You kind of described the fact that you tried. It didn't really affect your attitude much, but it can't help but affect your mood when you start losing, and questioning, why did I do this? Why did I call? Why did I raise? Why did I play that hand? Why didn't I see that he had that? And I'm still in that world, not at the huge stakes that I used to play, but in general, I still ask those questions, even at small stakes. And that can't help but affect your mood and your interactions with family. And it just sucks,
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It does affect your mood, and it just it's painful inside.
Yeah.
And you have so many moments of anxiety and frustration and guilt and all of that shame, all of that stuff. I think the point I try to make when I talk about not having my mood too severely affected is that there were so many things in my life that did bring me joy that it offset some of that pain. My family, my kids, my job, obviously. Those things brought me joy, and I could sort of mentally escape, the the pain from the gambling losses and all that. But it was always there, lingering, lurking in the background.
Yeah, that's like, compartmentalizing, really, I guess is what that, they talk about it
Yeah.
that way.
Is that a ding word?
Yeah. That would be a ding word. Thank you. Spencer, what the hell's happening with this hurricane and tropical weather system that might affect California?
Well, I'm sure you know this, Mark. The last time a tropical storm made landfall in California was 84 years ago, 1939. Because, as you know, the Pacific waters this far north are generally too cool to support the structure of a tropical storm or hurricane, and certainly too cool to allow a storm like that to intensify and grow. But right now, the sea surface temperatures on the Pacific are higher than average. The ocean is pretty warm right now. And so even though this now Category 4 Hurricane Hilary is going to weaken a bit as it moves northward, and it'll be downgraded to a Category 2 and then to a tropical storm, it is likely to make landfall in Southern California on Monday as a tropical storm, something that hasn't happened in 84 years.
Now, even if it were not to do this, because I know that these hurricane tracking elements can change rapidly, meaning if the thing goes off just even a degree or a degree and a half, you end up with it hitting the Mexico coast or the coast of Baja, then it falls apart. But even if that were to be the case, there's still going to be this release, a tremendous release of water, right? And I suppose that continues to be the threat.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and in fact, wish I had that graphic I could show you now, but there's a graphic I used on the air today that shows parts of western Arizona, southern Nevada, and much of the state of California, not including the Bay Area, under an excessive rainfall watch or warning. When they say excessive
Albert, you don't have that for Spencer's? There it is. Come on, Albert.
Albert, thank you.
Yeah, very nicely done.
So those darker colors indicate the areas that will be most severely affected by the rain and most likely to flood. But look at how all the way up into north of LA and over to the Central Valley and over into the Sierra foothills. We're expecting at least the potential for flooding rain and flash flooding. That's crazy. We just don't see storms like that, or at least not in our recent memory here in California.
And look at all that rain into Nevada too. As you say, it's all across the West. It's just I mean, not all of the West, but wow. I mean, you're talking about Arizona, Nevada, California, and that brutal area of heavy rain. So it's flash flooding, it's mudslides, it's all that stuff associated with that, huh, Spencer? That'll be Sunday and Monday. Yeah. Is that the timing on it?
That's exactly right. Late Sunday into through the day on Monday, probably. If it stays on the track it's on right now, as you pointed out, these things can shift. There are various factors that can cause that. But if it stays on its projected path, we'll start to feel like a sharp increase in humidity here in the Bay Area on Sunday. And then the chance for rain here will start to increase Sunday night through the day on Monday and possibly into early Tuesday. And when we say rain here in the Bay Area, we're talking about just measurable rain, maybe several hundredths of an inch, maybe up to a tenth of an inch. Again, based on current observations, sure. But just south of here, I mean, from about Monterey County down to San Benito County, and then going southward, we definitely expect some flash flooding or some localized flooding because the rainfall totals there will be significantly higher than anything we might get here in the Bay Area.
What a wild, wild scenario. Really crazy. So you're on the air this weekend?
I will be on the air this weekend. Yeah, I'm doing the 5, 6, and 11 p.m. Weather tomorrow and Sunday. Today, I had an unusual shift. I was covering for my colleague, Drew Tuma. I was doing the early morning news and the midday. I had to arrive at the station at 3 a.m. today.
Oh, yes, that is just
what?
I got
takes you back to your old days on Good Morning America, doesn't it, Spencer Christian? What time did you have to get there at ABC, the studios there, to do Good Morning America?
Oh, it was easy compared to this schedule here in the mornings. I had to be there by 5 a.m. All the main on-air people had to be there by 5 a.m. and we went on the air at 7. And now it's even more relaxed. I think they all get in there like around 6 these days, get their makeup and go on and,
Yeah.
Wow. They sent a car for you, Spencer, didn't they?
Yeah. We'd get a car, especially if I was leaving after the broadcast to go on a remote,
sure.
Which I did many. But there were many days I didn't want to have somebody talking to me all the way from my home to the studio. So many days I would drive my own car in if I didn't have to travel after the broadcast. And the company gave me a parking spot in a nearby garage. So
look at you, Spencer Christian, with the big fat network deal, huh? Yeah, they sent one car to pick him up and take him to work, Kim, and another car they just dropped off big trunk loads of money at Spencer's house. It was a one-way trip.
Christian, did we expect anything else?
I did in fact earn some trunk loads of money while I was there, but I lost most of it.
Yeah, but you got the smiles and good times to show for. We love you.
I have a quick
We'll
question
watch you this weekend. Go ahead. Kim's got a question. Kim, go ahead.
My question is this, and I don't know whether you know the answer, whether this whole tropical storm hurricane in California is a one-off, like, it happened in 1939, happens now, or are we a hurricane state now? Are we a tropical storm state? Because I was willing to accept earthquakes, Spencer, and and I know that I had no choice over the wildfires, but I wasn't a hurricane girl or a tornado girl. And what's going on? Like, is this now the way it is?
Well, if you'd asked me that question maybe 2 decades ago, I would have said this is a one-off thing. But we have seen the effects of a rapidly warming planet and rapidly warming oceans, and I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of thing starts to happen with greater frequency. When I say greater frequency, I don't mean like every year, but it's not going to be another 84 years before California sees a tropical storm or hurricane making landfall because of how rapidly the planet is warming. So as this part of the Pacific gets warmer, we'll see at least the possibility, the potential for more tropical systems to develop.
Kim, batten down the hatches.
I'm really not liking the answer, but I will accept it. Thank you, Spencer.
Right. He's our pal. We love him. Check him out on ABC 7 all weekend. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.